Hi, my name is Hayley. I'm a trainee cost lawyer with A&M Bacon Limited, and I'm just going to provide a brief overview as to costs within the Supreme Court, in particular reference to UKSC Practice Direction 13. As some of you may or may not know, Supreme Court cases are conducted in areas of law. Now, not many cases go all the way to the Supreme Court. However, those that do have to follow their own individual Supreme Court guidelines in terms of the recoverability of their costs. Practice Direction 13 of the Supreme Court sets out everything that you need to know, but I'm just going to go through an overview and highlight the important key factors that you must remember when trying to recover your costs. Firstly, if you refer to Section 1, then it will provide you an introduction as to the different assessment procedure. A slightly more complex procedure in that there needs to be two people providing the assessment and not just one, as in all other cases. Within normal costs within the CPR, you have to provide a bill of costs. That follows a format which is provided within the CPR and the practice direction under the relevant rules. However, on the Supreme Court cases, you have to complete what's called a Form 5, which is found under Section 2 of the Practice Direction 13. Form 5 is very much self-explanatory. You have to fill in the various boxes and ensure that all the disbursements are attached. One key area that you have to note is that fees from counsel have to be remitted fees. Therefore, they need to state and confirm that these fees have been paid. Any that don't comply with that may be rejected by the court. The basis of assessment is the same as with regards to the general court and the 44.2. You have indemnity basis and you have standard basis. This can be found at Section 3 of the Practice Direction 13. These bases fall in the same way as they do on standard cases, but indemnity basis is in favour of the receiving party and standard basis is in favour of the paying party. Supreme Court, unlike the other courts, does cover Scotland and Northern Ireland. However, they have their own provision which is detailed within the practice direction, and specific reference needs to be made to those when considering costs, recovering them and both paying them under this section. Now, once you've prepared your bill of costs, which is in Form 5, you then look to follow Section 7, which is the filing service of bills of costs. Under Section 7, this details filing and what you must do when you're filing your bill for the court. There's an absolute deadline of 3 months for recovery of costs within the Supreme Court. However, if you or your client are unable to make your claim for costs in this time period, you are able to agree an extension with both the court and the other side. It must be in writing and it must be that both parties agree to the extension. The extension can be for any period of time as long as it is agreed in writing and the court is notified of it. Once that time period has elapsed, your bill needs to be filed with the court and served on the other side, and any legal aid agency, should it be a legally aided file. You need to file with the court in accordance with 7.2 of the Practice Direction 13, 2 copies of the bill of costs. This is of the utmost importance because 1 copy will be kept on file and 1 copy will be used to complete the assessment. You'll need to include any counsel's fee notes, and as previously mentioned, these need to confirm that payment has been made. And you will also need to submit any receipts or evidence of disbursements in excess of £500. The certificate of service, which is detailed at the back of the Form 5, also needs to be signed and completed to confirm that it has been served upon the other side. You'll also need to ensure that you serve this bill upon the other side with a copy of all the documents that are filed with the court. The Supreme Court will accept filing via email. However, you will need to ensure that a fee is paid. The fee for filing a bill is 2.5% of the total cost claimed, and this can be paid only to the Supreme Court, and it can only be done by cheque. Following on from the filing of service, the other side, i.e. the paying party, will have 21 days from the date of service to provide their points of dispute, should they wish to make any. A bill under £5,000, it is not compulsory to provide and serve points of dispute. However, it is if the bill is over £5,000. You need to ensure that when you're doing your points of dispute that these are both filed and served. This is contrary to the standard CPR rules in that you have to file them with the court. Following on from that, upon receipt of the points of dispute, if you are the receiving party, you will need to file and serve your points of reply. Points of reply are due within 14 days from the date of service of the points of dispute.